Let's quickly continue to talk about the commodities market with Ada Akonobe. She's a research analyst with the economic unit of financial derivatives company. Good morning to you, Ada. Thank you so much for coming in. So let's take it off from where Bosin, mentioned that Brent crude prices strengthened by about 3.05% over the weekend, trading right now as at now at $48.92 a barrel. Is this a flash in the pan, or is it time for us to begin to heave a sigh of relief? And how much would this affect our budget going forward?
Well, we know that oil prices now have been tossed to every direction. It's gone lower, it's gone higher. As at last week, it was low because of the Fed's decision and because of what's been happening in the Asian market. Now prices are going up again. I mean, today and Monday and today prices went up about 3%. This is because of the continuous decline in oil rigs. So it declined about 8 yesterday, in addition to 23 rigs 2 weeks ago. So this is, people are believing that the U.S. production or U.S. shale production is actually decreasing. So that's why oil prices are actually going up at the moment. But now they are going down again, so we just believe this is a temporary hike because there's still oversupply in the economy. So we don't know how long this is going to move forward to.
Yeah, but you also mentioned the fact that rigs are low, but we also noticed that from reports from energy analysts that U.S. crude production has also been declining in the last 6 weeks.
Yes, rig counts are low, U.S. production is declining. I mean, in August, the production was about 9.1 million barrels per day, as opposed to an average of 9.6 million barrels per day in May and July. So you can see there's a significant reduction in production. And this is because of what oil prices have been in the past couple weeks. So it's now beginning to affect shale producers, and they cannot continue to produce oil, at this, with oil being this low. So it's beginning to affect them. And it seems like the OPEC strategy is winning because it was a price war between, it was a competition between the U.S. producers and OPEC producers. So it seems like the U.S. producers are now backing down.
So now with Brent futures likely to trade at the current levels and Nigeria's crude oil output increasing by 70,400 barrels per day, what's your outlook?
Okay, seeing that U.S. production is declining, that doesn't mean other countries are not producing. OPEC producers are still producing at record high. Russia is still producing, and we see that Nigeria as well is increasing its production. So, and we know that they just recently secured a deal to develop about 36 oil rigs. So this will mean that it seems like we're coming up. I mean, we can't lose on both ways. We cannot lose down on production. So we need to find a way to try and produce more to see if we can fight for market share as well. So we should expect more oil production from Nigeria, from Iran, from Saudi Arabia. So in the long run, prices might still trade roughly below $50 per barrel.
Let's talk about the agri-commodities. Cocoa futures were actually up about, have actually risen because of unfavorable weather and then crop diseases. Well, how much of an impact are we feeling here in Nigeria?
In the global market, cocoa futures are about $3,309 per metric ton, and this is quite high because of the supply constraint we still have from major West African producers, Ghana and Ivory Coast, and Nigeria as well. We know that a few years ago, Nigeria was actually the second largest producer of cocoa, but now we produce about 200,000 metric tons of cocoa, which is relatively poor, as opposed to Ivory Coast producing about 1.5 million and Ghana producing about 700,000. So there's still the major factor, which is a late application of fertilizers, droughts, harmattan, dryness in West African countries, and this is putting pressure on cocoa prices, and we don't know how long this is going to last for. I mean, hopefully weather conditions might improve in these countries, and it will help our harvest of these crops.
Well, thank you so much, Ada, for joining me on the program and giving us that perspective.
Thank you.
We'll see you again on Thursday when we talk about the commodities market.